What you're seeing is just snippets that I've parsed together from the 12-hour live recording, played at double speed by the way, of the Geminids Meteor Shower from December 13th of this year from the Subaru Asahi Star Telescope at Mauna Kea, Hawaii, and brought to you by the National Astronomical Observatory of Japan and the Asahi Shimbun, a Japanese newspaper, and I'm so thankful that they have teamed up together to bring this to all of us as a society, because just look at it. The results have been truly beautiful. And by the way, at the time of recording this, you can still go outside at night and witness this. And I highly recommend you do so. Now, I'm only showing a small percentage out of this whole 12-hour live stream from last night. And as I stated before, this is being replayed at double speed, and it's at 1440p, and it still looks as good as it does in pitch darkness. And I've only shown perhaps maybe the first 10 or 20 of these. And if you want, please by all means do go and look up any of these, because there are tons of them to go through. But please do not make the mistake of actually clicking on any of these, because they will take you to absolute nothingness. These timestamps aren't actual timestamps. These times correlate to the actual clock here. So simply look at the time and then scrub to the actual time that you want on the clock here, and then you'll be able to see whatever meteor or meteorite that you want, and there you go. But there's tons to pick from. Now granted, this is all in Japanese because they have other live streams going from Fukushima, Jinjugayen, and Marugame going all at the same time for this event. But please, by all means, do check these out, because it really is cool to check these out. It is really cool to see all of these going at once. And in my personal opinion, things really started to pick up around this point, around 2140 onwards. Roughly every 5 seconds, you got to see one going, be it large or small. Things really kicked off. And for us here in Alabama, we were thinking, because we were catching this in real time last night, and we were thinking, oh, this is cool, but, here in Alabama, we probably won't be able to see anything, it's likely overcast, we probably won't be able to catch anything. But we went outside to see, and lo and behold, within 5 seconds, we started catching quite a few up in the night sky, up in the eastern sky. And that's because if you look east tonight, right around the Gemini constellation, around Castor and Pollux, that's where it's all going to be happening. In between Canis Major, Orion, where Sirius is, Rigel, Betelgeuse. This is where it's all going to be happening. Realistically, you just have to look east. And that's all there is to it. As long as you have a clear sky, you don't have too much light pollution. So sadly, if you do live in a really industrialized area with lots of light pollution, you may not be able to enjoy this. And that does suck, and I do apologize if you have to deal with that. So the live streams may be a better alternative. But that being said, I do highly recommend you check these live streams out, because they are going to be going on all night. Now, that being said, this isn't the only time that they're going to be going on. Starting around December 17th, going all the way to the 26th, the Ursid Meteor Shower will begin. And that's going to be a whole other event, which is going to be really cool to see. Granted, it's not going to be quite as intense as the Geminid meteor shower that's currently going on right now, but it's still one that if you live out in a less light polluted area or a, farmland area with, like I said, very little light pollution, then you will be able to enjoy this. Again, assuming it's, clear skies, little light pollution, you'll be able to enjoy this. And again, this is also one of those situations where even all of that withstanding, Asahi Astro Live, the videos that I was just showing from this channel, they're going to be live streaming the entire event. So there's no worries there. You'll be able to catch this live no matter what. And I do highly recommend you do so, because I know that there are a lot of people who live in very, very densely populated areas with tons of light pollution that simply won't be able to see this no matter what. So if you've never been able to experience a meteor shower firsthand because of these things, then this is a good alternative. So this is the general time frame of these events. Currently, we're experiencing the Geminid Meteor Shower that's going on as we speak between the 13th and 14th, which was last night and tonight. And then from the 22nd to 23rd, technically it's starting on the 17th, going all the way to the 27th, is the Ursid Meteor Shower. And then around the 26th is the full cold moon, which will be extremely bright. It is just an extremely, very, very bright full moon. Now, if you want to catch the upcoming Ursid Meteor Shower, all you realistically have to do is find the North Star. If you know where the North Star is, which is Polaris or the Little Dipper, if you know where that is, you know where to find the Ursid Meteor Shower. It's literally that simple. But realistically, you don't want to look directly at Polaris or the Little Dipper. You want to just look in this general direction. Yeah, as it even says here, don't look directly at the radiant to find meteors, as the shooting stars will be visible all over the night sky. Just make sure to move your gaze around the nearby constellations. Meteors closer to the radiant leave shorter trails and are more difficult to spot. If you look only at Ursa Minor, you may miss most of the Ursids. This was something that I kind of thought was like a huge event that was kind of like a once every 10 years or 10 to 15 years type event where we were kind of witnessing pseudo-history, similar to like total eclipses or something like that. But to my pleasant surprise, it's not. It's more of a yearly thing, at least with the Geminid Meteor Shower. The Ursid one seems to happen once every 10 or so years, according to what I've been reading. But the Geminid Meteor Shower seems to happen roughly once every year or so. It happened last year, at least from, again, what I've been reading, and the year before that. So it tends to typically happen once every year. And so that's really cool, at least. So if you miss it this year, there's a high likelihood that you'll be able to experience it next year. Or at, again, like I said before, bare minimum, if you're in a highly industrialized or suburban or, light polluted area, you'll at the very least be able to catch it on a live stream on something like this, where you'll be able to at least watch it, where it's highly televised on some kind of YouTube channel like Asahi Astro Live, and it's very well documented in this sort of case, which is nice, because I know for a fact that there are tons and tons, like millions upon millions of people who have just genuinely never gotten to witness a meteor shower like this. And it's a real shame, because they are truly beautiful events. And even in my case, where when we went outside last night to watch it from our backyard where it was freezing cold and we didn't think we'd be able to see anything, you know, because there's a massive tree line around our farm. Within the span of 10 minutes, even I would say 5 minutes, we counted easily 20 to 30. And that's a lot. That is a great deal to count in such a short span of time. And granted, like I said, this is being replayed in double time, but still, you know, and you can see them happening as I'm talking. So you can kind of get a vague idea of just how many were captured in the span of 12 hours in a place like Hawaii, where you have such a grand view of the sky with such little light pollution as a place like that where it is truly dark. And so I just thought that this was a really cool thing to cover because I've always really enjoyed space as a topic, and I thought it was a really beautiful event. And beyond news stations, you know, things like CBS and places like that that generally cover things like this, a lot of YouTube channels just aren't covering things like this other than nature YouTube channels that cover it as like the core focus of their channels, where that's the only thing they cover. And beyond that, I haven't really seen anyone else, your average person, covering it as a topic because they just thought it was cool. And so I figured I would, because I do find it really cool. Because the last time I remember seeing something like this was easily 10-ish years ago, seeing a really frequent meteor shower where within seconds apart you could see meteors falling, you know, through the sky. Because that's not really all that common, at least in my experience. But clearly it's far more common than I thought. And I feel stupid because, like I said, this is apparently a pseudo-yearly event that I wish I had known about, because had I known about it, I would have made it more of a point to go out and actually witness it more often. Even still, I think meteor showers are just really fun to witness. But of course, depending on where you live, this being in December, this happening in December, it's recommended that you bundle up, obviously. Even still, if you have the opportunity, go outside and try and catch this, because it's a really cool event to witness. And I just thought I would kind of touch on this and kind of toss this out there for everyone to attempt to go and witness outside, because it's just really cool. And so yeah, if you have the opportunity to, go out there and try and catch some of this on film or on camera. Try and get some pictures of it. I know that's far easier said than done, but yeah, try and get some time-lapse footage of it. Let me know if you managed to do so, and what your thoughts are on this, and hope everyone enjoys, and hope you have a great rest of your holidays. I'm gonna try and get 1 or 2 more videos out before the end of the year. I'll also leave Asahi Astro Live's link to their channel down below in the description, so you all can go and watch their live stream of this in real time, because I know everyone would enjoy that. So yeah, like, comment, and subscribe. Hope you all have a great rest of your night. Take care of yourselves. Peace.